First of all, the quote
That's exactly what you said.
and it's not going to take off the way it
Older
needs to
people
if you
fib.
keep butchering it. It's old people be lying. In this case, the older people you're discussing might not be lying. However, are the Chiefs going to be the next post-Patriots dynasty? There you go. There's the quote. Thank you, Jenna. Remember it. But are the Chiefs going to be the next post-Patriots dynasty? If there is going to be one, it will certainly be the Chiefs. They are not only the number one draft pick, they are the only draft pick one would consider for the award, or for that title. However, dynasties in the NFL are incredibly hard to come by, and to be fair, commitment to take integrity. If we were on the air 6 years ago, I would have bet my entire net worth that Seattle was about to be the next dynasty. They had a superstar quarterback. They had this amazing core. I thought they were going to win at least 2, if not 3 Super Bowls. And I know a lot of people will say, well, they were this close. They were the closest a team has ever come to winning a Super Bowl without winning it. And that is true. But what's also true is the round before they even got to the Super Bowl, that Seattle team, they were down 12 points with 4 minutes left in the conference championship game against the Packers and need an amazing confluence of events just to make it back to the Super Bowl. Additionally, the NFL's made it harder, removing one of those byes. The last 3 dynasties we've had, the Patriots of the 10s, Patriots of the aughts, and the Cowboys of the 90s, in all 9 of their Super Bowls, they had a bye all 9 times. And now getting a bye is even harder. But, Wilds, what I will say is this. You couldn't be better set up than Kansas City is. You have the best player and most valuable player in the entire league. You have a future Hall of Fame coach. You have an extraordinary GM in Brett Veach. You have your entire core locked up for the next 2 seasons at least, aside from Mahomes, and that'll happen in short order. So the Chiefs are set up well, and if we were to set the over-under on career Super Bowls for Patrick Mahomes at 2.5, I don't think there's a person in the world who is taking the under. So they are better set up than anyone, Wilds, but it is so incredibly difficult to do what your beloved Patriots did, which is probably why the Patriots needed the assistance of a couple cheating scandals in order to do it.
Oh, geez, you were so good. Oh, my goodness. That was like a 99% perfect take, and I was very excited to go at Nick, and I'm like, wow, I'm going to have to temper it down. Then you come in with the knife in my back. Okay, so here's what I think. You made a great point about the buys. I thought that was fascinating because I forgot about the buys. You guys aren't going to be able to get the buy every year like Belichick. Here's what I think is interesting. I've been a Patriots fan my entire life, but in the course of this dynasty, if you ask me to describe the dynasty, that's why people say it's Belichickian or it's Brady, because it's hard to just put one stamp on the dynasty and say, this is who they are. Now, the Chiefs, I think you know who the Chiefs are. They're like Will Ferrell. They're like beloved and great, but you know who you're going to get. Patriots, more like Daniel Day-Lewis. Who knows what you're going to get? Maybe he shows up, he'll be 300 pounds. Ooh. Maybe he'll be, emaciated. Maybe he's going to be old. Maybe he's going to be computer-generated young. So let's look at some of the Patriots seasons where they've been great and try to figure out what type of team they were. Here's a team. I put question marks. I gave it away. They're both the Patriots, everybody. First year, 03. Scoring defense, number 1. Hey, how about this is a Super Bowl loss? We went 13-3. If not for Mario Manningham, we would have won. We had a great offense. All right, how about another? We'll do another blind resume. You'll be able to guess who this is, too. I kind of blew the joke here. Who are these 2 guys? This first guy seems pretty pedestrian. 18 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. The next guy seems like the best quarterback in the history of the world. Surprise, surprise, the guy on the left won the Super Bowl. The guy on the right didn't because of a darn helmet catch. So the moral of the story, Jenna, is to be a Patriots dynasty or to be a dynasty, you have to be more of a chameleon like Belichick and not kind of like a Will Ferrell character like Nick's Chiefs are.
I love you so much for botching the blind reveal. You have no idea how endearing that was. But the truth is, you make a great point. We just don't know, Greg, right? We have no idea what the future holds. All you can say is the Chiefs have the foundation. The Chiefs have the chemistry. They have the coach. They seem to have the quarterback. You would think that if there was a team in the league right now that was going to fill the shoes of what the Patriots dynasty just left, it would be Kansas City. Would you not agree, Greg?
I would definitely agree. But one thing I would be cautioned of is how hard and challenging it is to just simply become a dynasty, to even start that process, which the Kansas City Chiefs have obviously started once you win a Super Bowl and you retain a number of personnel pieces that has allowed you to get to that point. However, what Wildes is saying is very true. Like the New England Patriots, they did it in a unique fashion. Yes, they had Tom Brady, who is arguably the greatest player, NFL player, quarterback, whatever you want to classify him as, of all time. But he wasn't the only piece that you would have to focus on in order for them to win. When you look at the Kansas City Chiefs, if you eliminate Patrick Mahomes, which we've seen with Aaron Rodgers, which we've seen with Drew Brees, we've seen quarterbacks go down and then the team look completely different. We've never really seen that with the New England Patriots, and I'm just cautious with the Kansas City Chiefs. Although they are clearly the best quarterback in the sport right now in Patrick Mahomes, if anything were to happen with that, at that position, everything changes for them. It's set up for them. It's just hard to do. I was on a team with the Green Bay Packers where we felt like we knew we had the best quarterback in all of football, the most talented, the most gifted, and we had a lot of pieces, but defensively we struggled. Offensively, we didn't have a running game, and we tried to allow Aaron to carry us, and it just never quite came to fruition as we thought. But it's a challenging thing to create a dynasty, but if there is a team that has the pedigree and the ingredients, it is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, Greg, I'm glad you referenced your time in Green Bay because we'd be remiss if we don't show some of the parallels here. Aaron obviously sat his first 3 years, so let's just eliminate those for a moment. Aaron's first year then as a starter, you guys missed the playoffs. His second year, you guys make the playoffs and lose a heartbreaking playoff game.
Yes.
It's 51-45, if I remember
Arizona.
correctly, in overtime to Kurt Warner's Arizona Cardinals. Then you win the Super Bowl. The next year, you were 15-1. The only team that beat you actually was a terrible Chiefs team at Arrowhead Stadium, if I remember right. And then Eli got you guys in the famous game where Tom Coughlin looks like his nose was going to break off. So the Chiefs, year one for Mahomes, he doesn't really play. Year two, they lose a heartbreaking playoff game, the Dee Ford offsides game, in overtime when maybe they could have won the Super Bowl, similar to your guys' 51-45 game. Year three, they win the Super Bowl. Year four, they are the favorites like you guys were, and it can go like that. So I do wonder, after the 15-1 year, when you guys felt like you were the best team in football and just had a bad day at the wrong time, going into the next year, did you have the same type of confidence that was around the team coming off the Super Bowl, even though you hadn't won it?
What's interesting, we did have the same type of confidence all through the regular season. And where I would say it started to shift was in the playoffs, and the questions started to come. Well, I shouldn't say questions. The feeling started to be a little different because of the bye. Like the year we won it, there was no gap. There was no bye. We were the 6th seed, and we were on a roll at the end of the season, moving right into the playoffs. Where Kansas City has been impressive is they had a bye, and they were able to sit, and they were hot as an offensive team and still pick back up and keep rolling. Those are things that come back to bite you. We were hungry the first year. We had never won. We had never experienced that high. And so the following year, I truly remember it like it was yesterday. I remember our run, and it was like no one in that facility or that building had doubt that we were going to win a game. No one. But the second year, being 15-1 and then having the bye, we almost hated that we had the bye. Like, and that feeling was just slightly different. We knew we were a really good team. We felt like we were better than the Giants, but we know, just like in sport, every single day, anything can happen, and you want to continue that momentum while you're hot, and we just didn't. So it's the parallels that you make are extremely exciting to see. I hope their outcome is different than ours. I believe it can be, but there are a lot of teams that are going to try to make them look like how we looked in that second year to follow up that Super Bowl win.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.